Okay, I'm recording now. You good?
I am also recording.
All right. Clap sync in 3, 2, 1.
Ooh, right at 6.5 seconds. That was a nice clap.
A loud ass clap.
Yeah, mine was too. Mine was like a good. Do you clap?
Ooh.
Well, wait. Let's wait. No, let's talk about it. Let me put it in my notes.
Okay. We still need a cold open. We could have just talked about it.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So when you do
this
clap,
is the cold open now. What is your? Okay, let's talk about it. What clap? Yeah.
Okay, so when you clap, do you clap your two hands where like all of your fingers like touch the other hand's fingers, or do you clap where one hand is at like a 45 to the other?
Oh, the 45 angle. And don't get me wrong, I was just reenacting that in front of my microphone just to see how I would do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
It's the 45. It creates a louder sound.
It does. And also I'm really happy that you're not clap syncing like tips to tips. I feel like that just like wouldn't be a good.
How would that even?
I don't know. I mean, it works. It's just dumb.
Yeah, I don't know. I just did two claps. Maybe I'll leave them in. Maybe
I also clapped too. So.
I did tip to tip first and then 45.
Yeah.
God, it's fucking stupid. Hello and welcome to episode 12 of the To Be Titled Later podcast. I'm Griffin. I'm joined by Anthony. And today we are a podcast about, which one do I want? It's a podcast about Jewish Australians titled Aussie, Oi, 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 Vey. It's a real niche joke.
I want the people listening to know that I do not have. I don't get to know these before you do.
How do you think I felt about the Confederate statue one last week? Okay. You motherfucker. How dare you?
Valid. Okay, valid. I won't hold it against you.
That one was milquetoast. That was just like two sayings from two different cultures. Yours was, did the Confederates do anything wrong?
I did not say that.
That is 100% what you said.
I think it was not. It was more of the case of I don't know enough about Confederate soldiers where I don't want to talk about statues because nine times out of 10, it's a man who did horrible things. And for some reason, we're mad that he can't have a statue. Hot takes. Allegedly made mistakes or allegedally did bad things. I don't know.
Takes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's the episode. Okay. So
yeah, anyways,
I'm guessing
there was a zebra escape on I-90.
How are you?
I don't know what you were about to say. I kind of talked over to you there. There was a zebra escape on I-90 here in Washington.
Wow. How do you lose a zebra?
Good question.
I mean,
I don't know how it exactly happened, but 4 zebras that were being transported to Montana east of Seattle got like out of their little truck enclosure, and they just started walking down the highway, and there's a bunch of videos of it and stuff. You can find articles. Last I checked, and this was weeks ago, so it's probably not true anymore, they had captured 3 and 1 was still missing.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
But that was a hot while ago. I just needed you to know that.
Do I have any fun news? I don't think so. I've been getting a lot in r/Milwaukee. I've been getting a lot of people being shot or run over. So it's been kind of rough the last like week. So I don't have any like fun.
Okay. Fun. I guess I'll be the fun one this week. I'm like, I found a book on the bookshelf at work.
You have a bookshelf at work?
Yeah, we have a bookshelf in like the break room that there's just a shit ton of books on, usually related to the job, vaguely, but some of them are just random books. Anyways, I found this one, and I want you to read the back to me because for whatever reason, it's one of the funniest things. Posted on the Instagram.
Coffin Danger? Am I reading from the top?
Coffin Dancer. Are you okay?
Coffin Danger. Yeah, you know what it was? It was small. Like I was moving my screen and I thought, you know how your brain's like, I can like piece together what it is. Coffin Dancer. Sorry. Coffin Danger just sounded better to me.
Yeah, kind of. It probably would be.
Detective Lincoln Rhyme, the foremost criminalist in the NYPD, joins his beautiful protege, Amelia Sachs, I'm going to assume, in the hunt for the Coffin Dancer, an ingenious killer who changes his appearance even faster than he adds to his trail of victims. Oh my gosh. So far, they have only one clue. The assassin has a tattoo of on his arm. Well, how do they know it's a him? That's kind of the Grim Reaper waltzing with a woman.
Sounds like 2 clues.
In front of a coffin. Rhyme, a quadriplegic from a line of duty accident. And that's the detective. Must rely on his wits and Sack's intuition to track the elusive murderer through the subways, parks, and airports of an ever tumultuous New York City. Were you really proud of me that I could say ever tumultuous without any issues there? That was impressive.
Yeah, but you struggled on the subways, parks, and airports.
I did.
Yeah, I was real proud of you.
It was the commas. Knowing they have only 48 hours before the coffin dancer strikes again. So I have a question. One, I get that he's a quadriplegic, right? But also he's a detective, so I feel like relying, I guess it's on his protege, but like, I don't know, like, do they have to rely on the protege? I feel like he's still like, I don't know. Sure. So like, is he rolling around? What's the plan? Like, how do they do this?
I assume we have like a Stephen Hawking situation with this guy.
Oh
First of all, that part just caught me off guard. I did not expect it. At least kudos for breaking the like standard of just like a boring ass man. At least he's got something unique, a quadriplegic, I guess. I'm sure this book is ableist as shit.
Well, here, can I hope it's the other way though? I hope
you think it's like super progressive. Actually, I doubt it.
I think it's none. Here's what I think. I think that the detective in no way ever runs or stands up or climbs stairs, and the editor was
you think it just never? He never has to grapple with the fact that there's like no accessibility anywhere.
I think it was written. Here's my guess. My guess is it was written by someone who doesn't write well, and so they never actually wrote anything about him running. And then the editor was like, well, you didn't like he doesn't run at all. Like, you've never explained any of how they're moving around. And this person, the author just goes, they're a quadriplegic. I'm going to assume that it's actually like, it's not in any way mentioned in the story that the author is just really bad at like making characters. And the editor realized like, hey, you've included nothing about these two people moving through their world. They just seem to teleport. And he's like, that's because he's a quadriplegic. That's what I'm going to hope. It's just that it's like, this person's just super shitty at writing.
I mean, it kind of seems like it based off the beginning because it's like, first of all, Detective Lincoln Rhyme.
Rhyme.
That's a stupid fucking name.
It is.
So he's the foremost criminalist, and he's got a protege, Emilia Sacks, who the only adjective we've been given is beautiful immediately, right off the bat. I bet if I went into this book when Emilia Sacks is introduced,
yep, I would assume
there's a description of her breast.
Yes. What is that?
Maybe this is a side quest for me. It's also implied that this is a series by the first review at the bottom.
Ooh.
The Lincoln Rhyme series. God, that's a terrible name.
Yeah, it is. What is that? What is that subreddit where it's like
men writing women?
Yeah, it's like men writing women. I think that's just so fucking funny because it's just like, Jesus Christ, like no man would ever be written that way. And then it's just horrible writing where they're like, I need to type a paragraph about her shoulder blades, and you're like, just stop please.
Yeah, they gotta talk about the bazongas.
So the New York Times proclaimed Jeffrey Deaver's previous best-selling novels Dazzling, The Bone Collector, and a screaming hit, A Maiden's Grave. So maybe like this might be like the third series, like the third in the series.
It might be the third book or something. I don't know. I really don't know, and I don't know if I care enough about this.
Yikes. Yeah, this is
But I also want to, when I go back to work, presumably tomorrow, you never know.
But who could say?
Presumably tomorrow, I think I need to go in and pick up this book and just like scan the first while for the introduction of the assistant, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know what her actual role is. It just says protege.
I feel like if it's a protege, then like they're also a detective.
Yeah, it's got to be like the junior detective, right?
But also like, is it like, the women's intuition? Like, why is it intuition? Like, intuition is why
is it intuition? Why does he have wits and Sacks has intuition?
Yeah, right. Like, there's something there. There's what's
like the difference?
Yeah, like it's like he has the smarts and she only thinks it. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's something.
And she has the feelings because he's too logical, but she's too emotional.
Like he really can't feel because he's a quadriplegic. So that's probably what it is. He can only think.
Yeah, you know what? I'm willing to bet that's a line in it.
Yeah, like,
I'm more than willing to bet.
You're the one that does the feelings. I do the thinking. And then he's like, and then it's like, and then he rolled away. Really mean, but I feel like,
it's from 1998. This book came out when I was born.
I assume that this is a horribly written book.
Yeah, it just got a lot worse in my opinion.
1998, there's no way that there's any accessibility for this detective.
Oh, no. I think you might be right, and maybe it's just never addressed.
That's what I assume. Like, think about, like, again, you don't fucking watch TV shows, but, like, a bunch of, like, comedy, like, TV shows, like, it never really shows people, like, right, they just teleport from, like, scene to scene, more or less.
Yeah.
Like, everyone could really be in a wheelchair, and, like, it wouldn't really change any of the plot.
Hey, so Jeffrey Deaver has a website, and I'm looking at the Coffin Dancer, and it has it has an also in this series. You want to guess how many there are and when the last one released?
I'm going to say the last one released 20 days ago.
Not bad. It came out 2023.
Okay, that's not bad.
You want to guess the total number, including Coffin Dancer, in this series?
9?
16.
Holy shit, that's too much. That's too much.
Would you like me to read through them? Or would that be incredibly boring and suck?
Can you read 4 that you find really funny?
Okay, then we're going to go, first of all, we got to go the first one. The Bone Collector from 1997. Then let's do The Skin Collector from 2014.
That's a good one. The Skin Collector. I like that.
Unfortunately, those are the only two with collector in them.
Nice.
The Burial Hour from 2017. And I work with watches, so how about The Watchmaker's Hand from 2023? Let me read the summary for this one. This is the most recent one. All right. When a New York City construction crane mysteriously collapsed, causing mass destruction and killing several people, Rhyme and Amelia Sachs are on the case. What about Lincoln? What about his first name? Why does Amelia only get the full name? Okay, anyways. A political group claims to be behind the sabotage and threatens another crane collapse in 24 hours unless their demands are met. The clock is ticking. With New York in a panic, the stakes are higher than ever for Rhyme and his team to unravel the plot before the timer runs out and more cranes crash down, reducing the city and its people to rubble. Then Rhyme realizes that the mastermind behind the terror is his own nemesis, the Watchmaker. Does that mean the Watchmaker's a character from previous ones? Also, wait.
So wait, he just never catches him? But also he spoiled it.
Apparently not. But I want you to know they have the praise, which is like the reviews section on the book. One is from Booklist. It's like a whole thing. And it's like, if you're a fan of this series, read it. It's like, cool, thanks. There's one here, the second one, that is from a Waterstone's Best Books of 2023 Crime and Thriller. The quote is just one word: pulsating.
God, stop.
I'm not joking. I'll link this one.
Also, can we just talk about the fact that, like, mass destruction and then kills, kills like 3 or 4 people? How many did it kill?
But killing several people. So yeah, it's like 3 or 4.
That's not mass destruction. I'm sorry. It's not.
Well, they said they do more.
I know,
they said they do more.
No.
Do you know how many cranes are in New York?
I know, but it said the cranes fell, and then it was like the city to rubble. Like, if the city's rubble and only 10 people died, I don't think. I just don't think that's
real. I don't think cranes would take out like that many of the buildings. There's frankly not enough cranes in New York. As somebody who was there recently, it's shockingly craneless. I think Seattle would have more damage to it from cranes, but also it would kill a lot more than several people.
Well, that's what I mean.
In
like,
New York,
it just seems like
are you
that
kidding
crane
me? They're
dodged
huge.
a lot.
Do you know they're like hundreds of feet tall? That would go down an entire goddamn street.
Yeah,
I think the terrorists just have terrible aim. I think, frankly, they're not very good terrorists. They're not even going to aim down a street. The streets are at 90-degree angles. How hard could it be?
Yeah, I feel like it's not a lot. Like, their killing ratio to crane going down doesn't seem as good as they'd like it to be. Also, I'm just like looking now because I feel like isn't there like a Spider-Man movie or game where a crane collapses?
All of them.
All
of them.
Oh.
I'm going to be real, dog. It's used in like all of them. That happened in Spider-Man from 2017 on the PS4. I think that happened in the Miles Morales spinoff. I haven't played the second one because I don't own a PS5.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's happened in every single one of the movies.
Killing several.
killing several.
I just feel like that's not, it's just not a lot of people.
No, that's not right. Kill a lot more. I mean, I guess they're bars and there's a bunch of gaps in between them, so you could theoretically just survive, but
I just think it's rookie numbers. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
for
bitch numbers.
Worth.
That's why I put in our potential titles for this episode: mediocre terrorism.
We also do tip to tip.
That'll be a good title to put on all of the. That'll help in the algorithm.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Have you seen what's going on? This is I'm setting up something. That's fine. Have you seen what's been going on with the Helldivers and like PSN network and all that stuff with Steam?
Oh yeah, that's not going through anymore because everybody hated it.
Okay, so can you explain it? Because I've been seeing some stuff.
No,
it looks like it's interesting, but also I just like haven't had time to like really dive into what the news is.
From what I don't think I know all of it because I don't know. It's just missed me. But as far as I can tell, so they didn't require it at the beginning, even though they planned to for whatever reason. I don't know why that one is. Whatever. But then now, months after its release, because I guess the company is owned by Sony, they decided that they were going to require a PlayStation account login to be tied to your PC, or I guess your Steam account or whatever, in order to be able to play it. This effectively would require another spot of login, which is incredibly annoying, as well as locking out like a lot of countries from being able to play it.
So that's what I saw, was that there's all these countries that were just like, well, now I can't play this game. And I think it was just kind of like, well.
It's just like an incredibly unnecessary, shitty move.
Yeah. I did see one person on Reddit post that they got a return, that they were able to refund their game on Steam after playing 98 hours because like Steam, I guess, lifted their refund because it was like, well, if you can no longer play, like we kind of have to refund. What are they supposed
to fucking do? Yeah.
Which is like kind of, I will say, I feel like Steam is always pretty fair and kind when like that kind of shit happens. Like, I don't think I've ever really seen an article of like Steam being like, I don't know, controversial in a negative way. I'm sure it's just I'm not looking for it, maybe, but
yeah, they're generally all right as far as companies go, I guess. Not that I will ever praise a company.
True. Valid.
Not a big fan of the not really owning the games thing.
In Steam, do you not really own the games? Is that how that works?
I think if it's an online game, you pretty much don't really own the game. If it's like a download only game, you're pretty much fucked.
Oh, well, cool. It is like kind of crazy to think about that, like in what? Let's say 15 years is probably a good estimate now. Like we went from like everything being hard copy discs to just immediately like I only play games because they're on Steam or Epic, whatever.
Yeah, I don't have a CD drive.
Yeah, like no one does. Like it's just a medium that I think it's just interesting.
It's great.
But even
frankly, it's great. Having a shit ton of CDs is annoying as shit, but I don't like the general capitalism trends towards technically it's a license so we can revoke it at any time and you can't use our product.
Yeah, I do think like I get that like it wouldn't have been CDs for that long, but even the fact that like we didn't even go to like DVDs as a not DVDs, like USBs as like a medium of like transporting the data.
Yeah, we just skipped straight to fucking
just like online, which I guess makes sense. But like I wouldn't have
on Google Drives.
Yeah, but like I wouldn't have been surprised if like you go to like GameStop and they're like, cool, here's your USB stick. Like I get that like would be you couldn't in any way control that, but I don't know. Could you really have controlled? Like, could you have burned
CDs?
DVD.
I think part of the I think. Well, you can just hand somebody the CD and generally you installed off of it.
True.
Which I think is part of the reason we moved so quickly to digital downloads is because it's a lot harder to duplicate a digital download, especially because they can put protections on it.
True.
Not that you can't share accounts and stuff, but they're trying to get rid of that as much as they can, a la Netflix, etc., etc.
Yeah, which is, I don't know, like
which is shitty and
it's
bad.
Very shitty. I just think like
that's
they
capitalism,
knew,
baby.
Yeah,
hey.
They like knew what their
welcome to the part of the episode where I shit on capitalism again.
Again. Speaking
not to be a joyless commie about this, but fuck it.
Just to give you an update, because I feel like I have to, because I've been updating you every week or so. Currently on Clicker Heroes, I've ascended 5 times.
God.
And I'm currently back to level 200, so I'm doing pretty well.
I don't think I know what that means, and I don't care.
It means I'm on New Game Plus 5, so
okay,
pretty great. The game, I reached a point in my game where I got to level 500, and I was like, whoa, and then a warning popped up. It was like, cool, we've made everything harder for you, So you physically can't progress anymore. And I was like, I'm sure they're just joking. No, they just ratcheted up the difficulty to where I physically couldn't progress. And so they was like, your only option is to go to new game +5. And I was like, okay. It was just a weird thing. Think about if Dark Souls had that. You got too far into the game. It was your final boss.
Too well. Go fuck yourself.
And so it just we will make it where the boss can never die until you go to New Game Plus. It was just weird. So
why would it force that?
I don't know. I don't
Isn't
fully
the point
understand.
of those games is you go as far as you can until it takes a billion years to be able to pass a point, and then you reset your game so that you get percentage bonuses forever.
Yeah.
And then go back to that point, progress a little bit farther, and then reset again.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I hate as a game system.
Yeah.
It does not mesh with my brain. I do not like it.
Yeah, it's been hard because now I've discovered that I have it's called a relic. Again, this is so fucking dumb. For all of you that played Clicker Heroes 10 years ago, I'm back in it for the last 3 weeks because
which is such a weird thing, but honestly good for you.
It is really weird. I think I was jealous because Allison keeps playing phone games and I just don't have a phone game. And so it was either that or read. And I was like, guess I'll play a dumb fucking game.
Fuck reading, dude.
And
phone game.
Yeah. But now but now it's hard because I have this relic, which is an item. It's a modification to the game, right? It's some items are plus 10% damage, things like that. But this item is the longer I'm auto clicking while not in idle mode, the more my damage goes up, which means that for a game that's an idle game, if I leave my phone on the app, then I keep getting stronger. But that also defeats the whole purpose of it being an idle game. So yesterday when I was doing my homework, I just had my screen on the game for an hour and I was 35 times stronger than when I was idle. And it was cool.
Yeah.
This was cool to see numbers go up, but also I couldn't use my phone for an hour. And I think it just doesn't make sense as a game concept when you're you're getting money while you're idle. It was just weird. So I think I'm losing my steam on it.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's where I get to. I feel like I like the idea of incremental games, but then the moment I get to you have to reset and start everything over.
Yeah.
My brain is just no, you're done.
Yeah.
You beat the game. You beat the game. If you have to reset, that's New Game Plus. You beat the game.
I know, it's kind of where I'm at.
It doesn't matter that that's 1/10 of the content. I do not care.
Yeah. It's also rough where it's getting the whole point of this game is just each time you get to New Game Plus, you do more damage, but it's but nothing changes. I just get to floor 300 faster every time, but I'm not I don't know. Anyways, that's my Clicker Heroes rant. Try it for 2 weeks and then you, the audience, not Griffin, because Griffin will not try. And then after 2 weeks, put it down because it's not worth your time. That's my review.
Potential title of this episode, Serving Cunt in Clicker Heroes.
No. We're not doing that at all. God.
No? You don't think that one will go well?
No,
Which one do you think is better, mediocre terrorism or Serving Cunt and Clicker Heroes?
I think the terrorism's better. Absolutely. I don't think you're gonna be able to post that to Spotify. I think Spotify is gonna catch it and be like, what does Spotify
I don't think they'll stop me.
I don't know if Spotify edits that.
They let Joe Rogan be on.
That's true. That's valid part.
I say I'm really glad we started this podcast right after my prefrontal cortex presumably finished developing. That's real good for me.
You're really,
because then we get gems like Serving Cunt and Clicker Heroes.
It's not. Yeah, it's a gem. It's not really.
Yeah, gem.
Yeah.
Well, I'll ask Karen.
Yeah, Karen. I'm sorry.
Karen, how out of 10? Serving Cunt and Clicker Heroes.
God. I'm gonna change. So, anyways, have you watched? I say watched. Listened to the
Fallout?
Newest. No.
No. Okay, never mind.
No, we can loop back to that. The newest. Okay, cool. I don't either. So, I will get through this.
All right. Have I listened to the newest what?
You motherfucker. The newest If Books Could Kill podcast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Which one? What was it about?
It's about Sam Bankman-Fried.
Oh yeah. See, I heard about the book they were doing forever ago,
Okay.
And the reviews I heard before were exactly what they were saying, where it's like, I think this author just like really gets into like a hero worship mode for the guys he writes books about. And he forgets that. So it's a really interesting look into more of the author's view on this guy than it is about the actual guy itself.
Yeah. So I don't want to talk at all about the book. What I do want to talk about is the fact that two people who are like, I would say reasonably close friends, like they do a podcast, they talk a lot on the podcast, like on a recording, discovered they both love Elden Ring. It was so wholesome. It was so funny.
Yeah.
It was just the greatest thing.
It was cute.
It was just very funny. It was just both of them being like, oh, you like Elden Ring too? I think it was just very sweet.
You actually played Elden Ring?
And then they were
Everybody
like,
played Elden Ring. That's
I know. It's just like very funny. It was very like, oh, look at them building their relationship, building their friendship, learning about their bleed builds.
See, our dumbasses just play games together, so there's never any surprises.
Yeah.
Unless we both, for some reason, started clicker heroes, which wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, at some point we I feel like that'd be kind of weird if I was like, hey, I've been playing this kind of weird game. It's pretty old, and you were like, dude, me too.
Clicker heroes?
No one else is playing it. But I just started. Yeah. Okay. I'm checking click heroes off my list because I no longer want to talk about it.
I don't want to hear about it again.
Yep. Can I ask you a question?
We talked about Helldivers 2. What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, never mind.
No,
mine isn't. Okay, I was going to say, do you want to talk about Helldivers 2 and Starship Troopers and how fascists really do not get it?
Are they like still not understanding like the parody of it?
And I don't know if it's intentional or not. Like I figured the media figures it's intentional, but like the fascist layman, I can't imagine like I don't know that they're intelligent enough to have like they're not making money off it, so there's no grift there. So I don't know what's in it for them. I think they just don't get it. Yeah. And like Starship Troopers is interesting because it's decades old, and now because Helldivers is so clearly based off of it, they're trying to reappropriate it. Not that they haven't been trying for years, but like it obviously wasn't working. But now Helldivers 2, they're trying to be like, yeah, this is pro-fascism, and then obviously Starship Troopers is as well. The interesting thing is the book that Starship Troopers the movie is based off of, also titled Starship Troopers, is unironically pro-fascist.
The book is pro-fascist?
Dude, the book is insanely pro-fascist. There's a part of the book where the author decides that the main character has to write a paper about why like Marxism is bad, and they just include like the entire theoretical paper, and it's just so the author can go on a screed on why Marxism is bad.
Weird. And then what?
I know, it's super weird.
And then the movie just was like, let's turn it on our heads.
Yeah. No, one of the the movie was like who did the movie? Vanderhaat? Fuck. God damn it. One second. Directed by who directed you?
Oh my god, it has a lot.
God damn it.
Why is there so
Paul
many?
Verhoeven. So Paul Verhoeven actively, like, as when it was released, was like, yeah, no, the book fucking sucks, but it's incredibly funny to make fun of fascism. But the book was like actively like the worst, and the author of the book hated the movie.
Well, I'm sure, yeah, because it's like the opposite
it just made
of really
fun of it. Yeah,
that's awesome. That's weird.
But yeah, no, it's wacky. But then, like, obviously the fascist grifters online have to be like, no, the movie sucks. Actually, the ones who admit that it's not pro-fascist are like, the movie sucks. The book is awesome. None of them have read it. Nobody's read the book. Nobody gives a shit about the book, dude.
That's funny.
The book sucks.
So what is the book? So the book came out, when did the book come out? 1959. Yeah, there's probably no way that book was interesting. That's strange. Yeah, I just think that like overall, like I think there's a Venn diagram of people who don't understand satire and then people who are pro-fascism. And I think that they're just more merged.
A circle. Actually, no, the pro-fascism one is a smaller circle within the satire one.
It really is.
Because being conservative comes with like a weirdly heavy hand of like of no media analysis and also an inability to understand hypotheticals. It's like really weird.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear any like both sides. You need to talk to more conservatives bullshit, because I learned this by listening to a bunch of conservatives talk. They do not understand hypotheticals and they have zero media analysis.
But I think it's like, but they do a really good job of thinking that they're linking things that aren't linked. Right? Like,
oh yeah, it's the what is it? The like being really stupid but thinking you're really smart.
Yeah.
What's that thing? And they say it with absolute confidence because they're too stupid to understand that they might not be 100% correct.
Yeah, I just think that it's just like, and then this is happening, and this is also happening in the world, so they're linked. And you're like, I think it's just like causal factors. Like, I think that's really
correlation, causation.
But it's not even like correlation. I almost think that like, I think the best argument is that it's correlation versus causation issues. But I feel like now we're at a level which is it's just two facts that we're linking to be causal. Like, I think that it's we're past things that are like there might be correlation. It's just like truly the fact that like, well, there's two things that are currently naturally occurring and I can say them one after the other, and so I will find a way of linking them. And you're like, I don't think you can do that. I think it's a lot of that now.
No, and they don't have any like data analysis skills, but they'll pull up like a statistic and just say it's because of that. They like and there's no factoring in like fact, obviously. Dunning-Kruger effect, by the way. That's the one I was looking for.
Nice.
Yeah. That's the stupid people think they're smarter than they are.
Which I think is just rough. I really hate that more than anything. I think I would rather talk with 1,000 dumb people that know they're dumb than one person who thinks that they are very smart, but is in fact very dumb.
I talk to dumb people all day. It's called going to work. Hey-o! Bazinga!
That's very funny.
Yeah, no, sick of it.
Yeah. And then there's, us comrades who fully understand.
We're totally really smart and know everything. Yep. We know everything. We're perfect. Yep. Never made a mistake in our lives.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that Helldivers is, again, I haven't played it, but I feel like I've watched enough clips to just like, it's definitely, I mean, I think that if someone would be like, oh yeah, this is pro-fascism, I just think it's like very funny, or like, oh, this is my jam. Like, I would love to live in that world. I think it's just like such weird.
You want to die at 18 in war?
But that's like
really
where
weird,
I think,
dude.
Like, I just think that, but I think the viewpoint is that they would be someone higher up, right? Like, I think that's like my only way that I can wrap my head around it, is like that they would want to be like the high up government, like controlling all these people. Really, they really want to be the fascists, right? Like, they want to be the people in power. That must be
that, or their bottoms.
I mean, that's true. I mean, I guess
I think every single conservative is a bottom.
Oh,
Hot take.
Yeah,
they're extremely pro hierarchy. They're bottom. They're bottoms. That's why they all worship Donald Trump now. It's the strong man fallacy. All right, they're all bottoms. That's why all the conservative cartoonists draw him so buff and muscular.
I love that. Can I be honest?
They all want him to fuck their wives.
But
I'm not joking. I know it's funny.
I think they would be so honored. Okay. No, but I think it's such an interesting thing. Like, I truly do love those depictions of Trump when he's super buff, because I think it's just so funny that it's these people that are wearing it. And then then they're like, oh yeah, we're going to rallies where like he's speaking. And it's like, do none of you just like look down at your shirt and then look up at the man in front of you and go like, something's a bit different here. Like, I just think that's so funny. Like no one ever was walking around with like an Obama shirt where he's just fully naked with like a 6-pack, like holding up weights, right? Like, that would be insane. That would be insane, because people were like, first of all, he's a politician. He's too busy. He doesn't have a 6-pack. Maybe he does. Who knows? I haven't looked for pictures of Obama without a shirt on. He was wearing suits a lot.
I'd rather not, frankly.
I agree. But I just think like, I don't get what so if you walk around like a Walmart, they're not selling them at Walmart. Let's just say they are. And you see a picture of just a buff Donald Trump. What's going on in your head? Like, fuck yeah, that man looks cool as shit. And then you're like, oh, but this isn't what he looks like? Or do you think like this is what he looks like? That's again, I just don't know like what they think.
It's baffling.
Do they believe that picture is just what he looked like when he was younger? Or do they think that's like what he does look like?
I don't know. I don't know what the point is. Like, as a master of buying stupid fucking shirts, true, I don't know. There's no sense of irony when you see conservatives wearing these, it seems. They're like, hell yeah, these are my beliefs. This is what I do. And like, oh, you gotta admit, like half of their politics is just trying to quote unquote trigger the libs. But I don't know
freaking libs
what those shirts are supposed to do. I don't know who's getting pissed about those shirts. They just look stupid.
Well, that's kind of what's so funny about, like, I don't get, like, I just don't understand, like, is it supposed to be, I don't know. I guess I'm getting, like, I think I'm just stumped. Like, it's so weird. And I just don't understand. Oh my God, you actually can on Walmart. Oh wait, this is $1,800.
Wait.
No, it's not. It's just like messed up.
Oh.
Like, why is, and then also I love that they took back ownership of the mugshot picture. Like, they're like, we're taking this back. And I think that's like the funniest thing because it's like, and what does it say? Like what do you like? What does that? What do you want from that? Like, you thought we wouldn't like him if he had a mugshot. We like him more now, and it's like, okay,
we know because you think it's fake. You think it's him getting arrested by the demon rats, Democrats, about false accusations. It's like, it's just nah, dog. You got arrested for crime.
It's just active crimes. Yeah, it's really great. What was it today? And again, I've looked up none of this enough to be talking about this, so I will talk about it. But the judge, hold on, look it up.
Is it about the gag orders?
Yeah, like
that he keeps violating, and frankly, they should just be like, hey, yo, you say anything about anybody in this room, including yourself, and you're in jail immediately.
Well, it's like what's so frustrating about this.
That's not how that actually works, but like they should.
So last week, the judge fined him $9,000, which again, I didn't realize they were $1,000 per violation. What is that?
What's that gonna fucking do?
I don't understand.
That is just a poor people tax.
Well, that's what's so funny about it. Is it's like that's clearly just a poor person tax. Why is it not proportional to his quote unquote wealth? Or like, I don't know,
because
just
America
be a larger
is a fake
number.
Country.
Yeah, yeah. No. So okay. So this is now he's up to $10,000, and then I saw a quote.
He's done it 10 times.
Yeah, this was
the
the
people he
time.
talks about are getting death threats.
Yeah.
Take his phone away.
I know. It's like what doesn't make any sense.
Literally ban him from going online, or he goes to jail. That's it. He keeps threatening these people, and the judges like don't want to appear biased against him. He's done it 10 fucking times. You're biased in favor of him.
So what? God, this is just. I'm like so. I'm looking through this. I'm looking through the CNN report. So I'm trying to find. There was one part where like the judge was like, "Listen, I will have to throw you in jail at some point." Like,
yeah, that was like a recent thing. Yeah. And I think he's quieted down after that a little bit. I assume not for long.
Also, yeah, so like at one point, yeah, he's posting about like how the jury is made up of 95% Democrats and they're rushing this trial like crazy. Like all this stuff, it's like, you can't, like, just stop. Just stop. Or keep going. Honestly, really, I think now I'm in the keep going, but like maybe just before there's violence. I don't know. I just think I wish I could find the quote, but it's just like the judge being like, I understand the gravity of like me then ordering you to go to jail, but you're getting very close. And at some point I will have no other option. And I think that's like such an interesting way of phrasing it, in just a way of like, I know that what you really want is to go throw in jail so you can be a martyr for all of these people. And yet at some point it's like my duty to put you in jail for continually violating these gag orders. And
yeah,
so
that was 5 violations ago.
Yes.
At least.
So it's just like, I don't know. It's just so interesting. So I'm curious how that's going to go.
Yeah.
Oh, and then freaking Washington Post wants me to pay for this article so I can read it.
Fuck them.
Okay.
12foot.io/ in front of it.
I have a dumb question.
Okay. Shoot.
So like, what exactly is, like, do you understand what Java is? Like I feel like
the code or the drink?
like I feel like I just always have to keep Java up to date on my computer. And also, like, as a child, it was just something I needed to make Minecraft work. And
it's just a coding language that you would have to install on computers because it was like ever so slightly different. I know Java. I can code in Java, but now it's like widely not used because it had a bunch of security violations possible through it because it was incredibly bad and insecure.
But like, I need dumb question. Then it's like, does your computer have Java on it?
I don't know anymore. It's not used by anything, so I could have it on
totally
there.
is for me. All of my like school stuff all is Java programming.
Really?
Not like I'm making JavaScript, but like these like data analytic tools, like I'll use Java.
Yeah. It's still used for like some things that don't have like newer versions.
Okay.
But it's just like a kind of shitty code base that for some reason got really, really popular. And I don't know the total history of it, but I'm not a fan of it. As somebody who's taken multiple years of Java classes, whether by choice or by force, and has learned multiple coding languages and forgotten them, by the way, I'm not up my own ass. I could not code a program right now. I would have to refresh like a lot. It sucked. It's Garbo. It's a Garbo system.
I just think like as a child, like it was just one of those things where it was like, oh, every computer's got to have Java on it because it's the only thing that makes anything goddamn work.
Yeah, you did, and everything ran on it. But then it's like, well, it's not any better than like C++, and it has a bunch of like security liabilities for all of these computers. So
this is how you can tell that I am just horrible at all software programming because I just like physically know. Like I just never.
This is why you're a mechanical engineer and not a computer scientist.
Yes, because I had to do a few like programming things and I could never figure out why the code was erroring out, and it was the worst part of my life was just staring at a bunch of goddamn code and being like, where did I mistype? Was it a backslash, not a forward slash? Was there a period
fucking
missing?
Semicolon did I miss?
Yep.
Idiot.
I hated it so much. It was the worst.
Yep.
At least in mechanical, you don't know when you made a mistake till the bridge falls apart.
Exactly. And then people just die.
And then yeah. Sorry, Challenger.
Well, to be fair, that one was capitalism as well.
True. That's a good point.
There were a lot of whistleblowers.
Ooh, speaking about that.
Oh, you want to talk about the Boeing whistleblowers and how they keep doing the funniest thing ever and just dying?
I don't know if it's the funniest thing. Yeah, it's really interesting. That's just a bunch of people that are just like, dying after.
Well, as far as we can tell, there's literally no foul play, and it's just like natural causes. And in fact, I think one of them was specifically like critically ill and just decided to whistleblow because he was already dying or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm putting words in the mouth. You could find out. Probably whistleblew because it's like they're actively doing bad things.
Yeah.
But he just also had like a terminal illness, which is incredibly funny because obviously that's going to put eyes on Boeing. Like, is this foul play?
Yeah. I just think like
and
it's
the fact that it's
like,
been two of them.
Yeah, the two of them in like the last 2 or 3 months is not a great way of doing it. I feel like the second person, right? Like they were sick, and it's like, okay, I get that. The first person, like, didn't they testify and then died?
Yeah, I don't know if this is a like gunshot to the back of the head ruled suicide situation or if it's like an actual, because I think it was actually just suicide.
Do you think that like at some point, if you're at Boeing, you're like, I really wish these whistleblowers would live because it's me. I'm sure like there's a conversation that Boeing has, but like, is it better for us to have whistleblowers that live or whistleblowers that die? Because I'm sure that
at this point, Boeing execs got to be shitting their pants because they're like, why do they keep dying? We're not doing anything. What's happening?
Like, do you think the execs have to be like, guys, we need to like start telling our middle managers, like, we don't want them to die because just in case it's someone in our company, like we just have to push this message out there, like, listen, we don't know if any of you are like organizing these hits. In case you are, just stop.
But, like, don't stop. We got too many eyes on us right now. Stop. I think they have like 10 more whistleblowers that came forward. I think there were a bunch of them, but just like 2 of them died.
Well, we got a good sample size. This is a horrible conversation, but also
it's incredibly funny.
I'm sure, like, hey, the one guy that died, he had a medical illness. That's fine. But I do think he could have, before he died, made like a little post that was like, hey, everyone, down. Don't freak out. I wasn't just murdered. It was my illness. And I feel like he decided not to. And that's like a power move.
Because he decided to do the funniest thing possible.
Just like a power move.
Yeah, like obviously. If I whistleblow about a major company and it's like, well, I'm dying anyways, I might as well make it as suspicious as humanly possible just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's just a power move. Like, I freaking hate this company so much that I will not clarify my death to the world. So that way there's a good 2 weeks of just intense viewing of Boeing. Scrutiny. Just to like, just to freak them out.
Yeah, so funny.
That's a comrade there. Funny. I've never seen one.
I have a note in my podcast notes that just says, "Come on, Steve, get it," and I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
I don't know what it's in reference to. It just says, "Come on, Steve, get it."
Oh, it's hold on. When I type it into Google, it goes to Armageddon It by Def Leppard.
No, it's not that. It's not that. Anyways, I don't know what that's for. More importantly, I have a one-liner in here that says, they call me the Dr. Doolittle of pussy.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's very funny. I'm incredibly funny, Anthony. Yeah. Aren't you glad I'm your comedy partner here?
Yeah, sure.
If we somehow made money off of this and podcasting became your job, how would you describe it to like your parents and grandparents who don't understand technology?
It would be, hey, do you want to listen to me being confused for about 55 minutes a week? And they'd go, what? And I'd go, exactly. That's pretty much what it is.
My thing was just, I say, I talk about eating ass and then I get paid.
But only
people
talking
give me money.
But only talking about it.
Only talking about it. I am celibate.
I only dream. Looping back, this is definitely a segue. You definitely left in my my keyboard clacking in the last episode. You left it in.
Oh yeah, that was on purpose.
I know, it was louder than I expected. Which was a little
really bad. And I want you to know that's after I run effect over it, like the what is it? The compression and stuff.
Yeah.
So its volume is as loud as the rest of our talking. It's worse before I do that.
I'm sure it was one of those things where I've been trying, at least this episode, to not do it. But yeah, last episode was pretty egregious. So I apologize for that. But you did leave one in where I was like, Jesus Christ.
Well, yeah, because that was the one where we prefaced it, where I was like, okay, stop everything, just type.
Yeah, not great.
It's stark how different our keyboard sounds are too, because mine is just like sharp clicky clackies, which is bad in its own way. But yours feels like more percussive on a bassy level. And I think I've said this before, but I'm pretty sure it is mostly because of your desk.
It could be. I don't know really what either of those means in terms of percussive or bass. I took a music appreciation class in college because I had to do it for an elective for my mechanical engineering degree.
Yeah, and do you appreciate it now?
I don't know how I passed that class, because it was a group of people in a room listening to different music and then being told, what instrument did you just like name the 4 instruments that are in like what you just listened to. I have never guessed so hard and then somehow did well in that class. Like I'd be like cello, and they'd be like, that was a tuba, and I'd be like, fuck. That's
astounding, because those do not sound similar.
I just chose 2 things. I don't even know what a cello is. Is a cello a violin?
No.
Oh.
What? No.
Oh, what's a cello? It kind of is. It's kind of a violin.
Oh yeah, it's a big ass violin.
It's a big ass violin. Okay, maybe the tuba was not a great. Maybe the tuba was not. Maybe like a fuck. What's a third? What's a third?
Name a third instrument, Anthony.
Well, I'm trying to think of what's a violin. What's a woodwind? A woodwind is the flutes, right? Yeah,
flutes, clarinets. Yeah. For some reason, French horn.
Oh,
that one's just weirdly miscategorized. I don't know why, but it's generally put into woodwinds.
Is a bass technically?
It's in the same section of the like symphony as woodwinds.
Oh, saxophone. I was right. I named a bass. A bass is just an upright cello, whereas a cello
cellos are already upright.
but they're not as much. So to me...
What do you mean? They're the same level of upright.
No, they're not. Watch this.
Both of them have kickstands at the bottom.
Watch this, you little bee. Give me a sec.
Violins and violas are the only ones that are like carried by the neck. If you show me a picture of somebody playing a cello and it's on their shoulder, that's a joke image, and you've been pranked.
It's not. Just give me a sec. Okay, look at this. Cello?
Yeah, because you sit down and play the cello, and typically you stand up when playing the bass, if that's what you mean. But they're both like upright. Oh my god. I didn't think you were being that pedantic.
Yeah.
I'm not posting that. That's a fish.
It's a bass.
That's a bat. I hate you.
Do you know how much that chuckled? Like,
You Googled bass.
I Googled bass.
Hoping you would find bass, and then you had to add instrument afterwards.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, never mind.
So this is how I think about it. I think about
images.
A violin is a cello you hold, and then a bass is a cello that you stand for. That's my chart. And I'm sticking to it.
Okay, but what about the other bass that guy is holding? That's just like the electric bass.
Well, it's a bass guitar. That's different.
That one you hold. That's sideways, dude.
That's true. Oh, true. Yeah, I like really. Apples. I took an entire class on music appreciation. I feel like I should have learned something, and like the professor kind of was using me as like, look at here, kids. Even this mechanical engineer, he would like to be in music appreciation. And like when the professor would turn around, I would just go, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Help. Yeah, I don't know really how I think what I would do a lot of the class was like close your eyes and then tell me how you feel about this music. And I would you're supposed to be like, oh, I really love when like the flute comes in. I really love this. That's an A minor, like all this stuff. And I would just write about how it physically made me feel, like what I thought the story was about. And somehow the professor allowed me to do that. And so I'd be like, to me, this is like two people running down a street and it's raining in the spring. And like that would get me a good grade. And these poor other people were like, I'm having to list instruments and like why they're important in this musical like segment. And it was just me being like, weird. I'm envisioning a mountain pass. And it worked. So
well, I have a question that in the same vein, because it's related to musical instruments, which is that if you could instantly master one instrument, what would it be? And I'm realizing now this question might not work because you don't know instruments.
Yeah, well, let me first Google instruments.
Oh my god.
This is how much okay.
You don't have like one instrument that you would want to learn?
I've got one immediately.
Is it a hurdy-gurdy? Is it a xylophone?
No, give me a sec.
Are you just on the Wikipedia for the list of musical instruments?
No. Oh, god, I don't want to edge that again. It's this image. I don't want to copy image. I want to master that.
I swear to God, if you show me a vibra slap, I'm going to be pissed. The fucking frog. Or I guess probably like a wooden fish, but like...
It looks like a frog.
It's a frog instead.
So, okay.
No, that one's a frog, but like it's one of those instruments that has the stick and you can like tap it for like a clonk sound. And it also has like a spine that you can rub the stick against to create like
so I think
a noise.
I think truly I would love a saxophone because I love smooth jazz.
Do you know what kind of instrument that is?
That's a brass something.
You are so wrong, and I'm mad because I said earlier this episode that it was a woodwind.
Fuck.
Either I said that or I thought it in my head. I will not check.
What's a brass instrument?
A trombone, a trumpet, a tuba.
Okay, come on. That's close.
It uses a reed. It is therefore a woodwind.
See, this is why I fucking hated that class, because I was like, it's made of metal. It's brass. Wrong every time. God damn it. I'm so mad. The trombone. Oh, so what? Wait, so if it has a reed, then it's a woodwind?
Yes.
Okay. That's the one issue I have.
Pretty much.
I would love to know how to play the saxophone, but the whole like reed thing, like getting it prepped seems like a pain in the ass.
You just lick it. You stick it in your mouth.
Oh, really? Okay.
You just like get it wet.
Here's maybe what it is.
There's plenty of jokes there.
You know, I think, yeah, I appreciate of all the things today. I appreciate that you've found the one just to be like, man, I'll leave it go. I think that for me early in life, someone was just like, oh, playing an instrument so hard because they wanted to seem more important. And I, as an idiot, like as just a child, was like, yeah, I could never do it. It really sounds really hard. I think that's probably how it went.
Yeah, it's not that hard. You can learn. I'm bad at it, but you can.
Are you like in another room? What's happening here?
I leaned my chair back. Let me lean forward, and I will do it when I'm not talking so that I don't have to cut the chair noise out.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make you keep talking. Fine. Okay.
There we go. I'm done. I'm back. Hello.
That's funny. Hi. There's a digital saxophone.
I mean, there's digital everything. Pretty much. It's weird. It's
It looks like something that you like shouldn't bring to a school campus.
Yeah, it's like a really weird. Okay, you got to post the picture now.
God,
fucking
I did
that.
Gee, we're also like hot takes today. I will say that.
Yeah, hot takes that conservatives are bottoms. I don't think that's a very hot take.
I don't think so either. I think pretty.
That is a God. Why does it have to be so tactical looking?
It does look really tactical. I think they do that on purpose.
Because only a dweeb would play a fucking electric saxophone. That's a comp sci major ass instrument if I've ever seen one.
Funny. That's very true. That's very, very true.
Anyways, I asked that because I've been quote unquote trying to learn bass guitar for the past like year and a half. And by trying to learn, I mean I did it for like 2 weeks and now it's sitting in my room next to me for the last over a year.
Nice. Do you know how to play like any guitar?
ADHD. What? No. I know nothing.
The real question is that where did you get your bass guitar from?
I don't know. Guitar Center.
Oh, you did?
I ordered it online. It shipped to me. Yeah. They have a fairly good like used section that you can just like order and have it shipped to you.
That's not
so
bad.
I got that and an amp and it worked out fine.
So when was the last time you actually touched it?
I don't want to say.
Okay. I will make up a number in my head.
Remember when I said over a year? Yeah.
That's I will say I did try for a little bit to try and learn how to play the guitar, not the bass guitar, but just a guitar. An electric guitar, if I'm being honest. And so it was one of those things where I found on Facebook Marketplace someone who's selling their guitar and amp for like $40. And they were like, hey, let's meet at this Walmart parking lot. And then they were 20 minutes late. And I was like, this is almost not worth it. And then he showed up and like, he was like, well, what are you going to use this for? And I was like, what do you mean? I'm like going to try and learn it. And so the farthest I got is I got a tuning app on my phone to like tune the guitar to the right chords, to the right notes. I don't fucking know what it's called. And I tried to play one chord and I wasn't very good. So I put it down and that was 4 years ago. And I threw it out after 2 years because I hadn't touched it. And I was like, it was $40. I think it's okay. So I think I just like when I moved apartments, I think I just left it in the staircase. It was like, if anyone wants this, here's a guitar. I didn't have I
took guitar lessons when I was like baby. When I was like in first grade. Yeah, but like acoustic guitar. Yeah, that's an instrument I don't remember how to play in any capacity. I think the other instruments I played, well, no, I don't think I could remember tuba very easily. Trombone is easy because that's like arm memory rather than just like finger memory, so it's easier. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I fucking got. Well, drum set, easy enough. I played a lot of instruments, and I'm realizing this is where we differ greatly.
Yeah, because I physically can't do it at all.
I don't know how I learn a new instrument anymore, and that's really the biggest thing stopping me from learning bass. And I feel like I just have to Google Seattle bass lessons and take it from an actual person who can look me in the eyes and be like, stop. Just do it like this.
Funny.
I think I need that.
Yeah, can't hurt at all.
Anyways, you got another note?
I do.
Cool. That'll probably be our last topic.
As a child, I was thinking about this. So, Alice and I, like, when our backs hurt, we'll like lay on the floor and then we'll like press on each other's backs, right? To like crack them.
Yeah, my coworker says, damn, I wish somebody would pick me up and crack me like a glow stick.
Yeah, it really does help. Allison is short, and so she cannot pick me up to crack my back. But whenever I hang out with one of my friends,
not with that attitude.
She's just too short. It's really not great. It looks like she's trying to like pile drive me behind her because I'm so much taller than her that like it just doesn't work out. But yeah, when I hang out with one of my friends, like we were roommates and he's always like, do you want me to crack your back? And I'm like, yes. And so we will be like in a restaurant. We'll both just stand up, which I'm sure is not great. Well, not fancy restaurants. We do not go to fancy restaurants together.
Yeah.
And it's the best thing ever. But the reason I'm thinking about this is because one, my back should not hurt as much as it is at this point in my life. Is it because
old man?
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Is it because my back's getting cracked? Maybe. I don't really know. I assume it's the fact that I have a desk job and I'm sure I'm not sitting correctly. It's probably more of what it is. Or when I go to bed, I like roll myself into a ball because we leave the windows open and it's very cold currently at night. But it got me thinking, As a child, when my dad's back would hurt, I would just stand on his back and that would crack it.
Yeah.
And I'm now thinking about how dangerous that was as like a 7-year-old just standing on my dad's back. Like, first
you
of
were
all,
small.
Yeah, but it's still like a lot of pressure. I guess like Allison's pushing at me probably more than like my weight as a 7-year-old. But I just think it's crazy. Like back then, like he would just be like, I will lay on the floor and you will stand on me until you hear noises. And that's when you will stop. And I don't know why. I just feel like that was probably more dangerous than it probably needed to be.
Maybe.
But also,
perhaps.
Like I could have charged him. I could have been like, well, the chiropractor charges you $150 an hour, and I will do this for 2 cookies.
2 cookies, please.
2 cookies for your back crack. But yeah, I was just like thinking about that. I was like, damn, why? I know like chiropractor stuff like is a hoax or whatever. Like it's not true. Like it doesn't help. At least that's what I believe. While I also then asked for my back being cracked. So I'm a hypocrite on that. But I definitely think that like part of those like chiropractor videos are like, here's also muscle relaxant and a bunch of like pain reliever. Do you feel better? And it's like, well, yeah,
not
of course.
a real science.
Yes.
Is the thing.
Also, it's just like so very dangerous. Like I would love to know what the percentage is of like people that end up like getting messed up from it.
Who knows?
I think a big chiropractor doesn't allow that information.
Chiropractor doesn't want us to know. They're hiding the data. They're paying off the informants to something yada yada. I don't know. Dude,
is it covered? I wonder if it's covered by insurance. I guess that's not like a good way of knowing.
It might be. A lot of things are covered by insurance.
Interesting. Okay. Well, yeah. Just thought. Did you ever like step on people's backs as a child or no? No. Okay.
No.
I kind of figured it was.
Please, you could not have gotten my ADHD ass to have done any of that. I was not touching people. I was not stepping on people's backs. I was like, no, I'd rather play my Game Boy. Thank you very much.
Valid. Very valid. Which I should really, I'm gonna loop back. I'm really sad that Game Boy like games like weren't designed to last 30 years. And I get that the like is an unfair expectation of me, but I really hate that when I plug in my old Game Boy and I plug in all of my old Game Boy Color games, and all of them are like memory error. It just makes me sad. I wish
I can replace the battery for you.
But I think it's not the battery.
We've had this conversation. It is the battery. Like the Game Boy Color games specifically have this stupid, shitty, like little flat round battery. You know, those silver ones.
Yeah.
That like don't last particularly long. So you have to replace them. And how that works is you have to desolder and solder in a new battery because they're weird and stuff.
Oh my God. Did we have this conversation?
So I can do it for you. We have had it before. You would just have to send me your Game Boy Color games. I think I have some batteries somewhere around here, and I know I have a soldering iron.
Okay. At some point, I might take you up on that offer.
I know. Because I want to say it a third time before you do.
You probably will.
Yeah, you want to play Pokemon Crystal or not?
I want to play Pokemon Crystal, dude. I do.
That's how I know we've had this conversation because I know the game.
I know. God damn. I'm sure we had this conversation on the podcast. I'm just like revisiting it.
Oh, possibly. I don't think on the podcast, but maybe.
Okay. Well, that's the problem. Let's just assume we have it.
Karen, you're our listener base. Tell me, you remember better than I do. I don't know. I've been having memory problems recently. I forget everything. I almost scheduled something on Friday. I have fucking plans on Friday.
Yikes. If it's 10 episodes ago, Karen, then it's okay. Then it's okay that I did that. It was too long ago to remember.
Nah, he's a dumb bitch.
Oh, Karen, please.
Karen.
Be on my side.
You agree with me. We're besties.
Don't talk to Karen like that. Okay. Yeah, that was my last thought for the day.
Kind of sad that you wrapped it up because I kind of wanted to interrupt you on like when it was clear you were winding down but still trying to say something with my outro, but oh well. Thanks for listening to this episode of what's something we talked about? Serving cunt and clicker heroes. That's right. I had to say it one more time. You can email us at tbtlpod@gmail.com, and our Instagram is at tbtlpod. We keep saying TBTL. I really just want to start calling it Tabiddle.
But Tabiddle's
but the fact that we have no listeners means it wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, Tabiddle. I can't type Tabiddle, but I can type TBTL.
Yeah, but it's Tabiddle in my heart.
I mean, that's fine.
I'm Griffin. This is Anthony. Be sure to tell your friends, like, comment, subscribe, give us 5 stars in a review, all that jazz.
Smooth jazz. It does. Trombone. Saxophone. Sorry, saxophone.
You can use both of those in jazz, my guy.
Okay, awesome.
They both exist in jazz. They're both actually very common in jazz.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm learning for next exam. I'll take it.
Yeah, for the next music appreciation course. Yep. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Goodbye. Or listen again and then say goodbye again. Goodbye.